Hi, Gracie. How you doing?
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I just finished reading Goddess of Vengeance, and what a roller coaster that was. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm so glad. Was that your first Jackie Collins? Were you a Jackie Collins virgin?
I absolutely was not.
Oh, good.
I absolutely adore your books, and I actually was going to ask you, since this is another Lucky Santangelo novel,
Yes.
I wanted to hear from you what you think is so irresistible about Lucky and how she's changed since Chances, which I remember very well, actually.
Well, you know, Chances was to me, I always called it my early Harold Robbins. It was a fascinating book for me to write. And I think Lucky was very, very wild in Chances. You know, she was this wild girl. She wanted to take over Daddy's business, and he wasn't giving her the respect that she thought she deserved. And, you know, she was close to her brother who was gay, and she had a fiance, but she wanted to take control, and her father was not allowing her to do that. And so she's grown from that. I mean, she's now a mature woman. She's in her 40s, and she looks incredible, and she's strong. And people say to me, how old is Lucky? And I go, well, how old is James Bond? Because nobody ever asks about a man's age, but they're always interested in a woman's age. And I think that women love Lucky, and men love her too, because she's strong. You know, she does the things she wants to do, but she does it with style. And I think that's what women appreciate.
That's really actually a very interesting comment about her age, and I think you've got it on the nose.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you've got Max and Bobby right in there, and they're also really magnetic and interesting. So are we going to see sort of a Santangelo family saga?
We are. Bobby is going to, you know, zoom off on his own, and Max is a very interesting character. She's just 18 at the end of Goddess of Vengeance, and she's ready to fly. So I think that they are going to take over in the next book that will be about Lucky. I'm writing another book now called The Power Trip, which is a different group of characters. But after that, I want to write a book that's solely about Bobby, because women are loving Bobby. Where can we meet him? They go. I want Bobby. They go. Where is he? And I go, he's in my head.
Well, I can see why they do. He's a pretty delicious character.
He is, isn't he?
Now, he is. Now, the other question I want to ask you, which is not as much about God's Vengeance, which I cannot recommend enough. It's a really delicious read, which is, what fascinates me is you have written 28 bestsellers, and if I remember reading many years ago, is that you just sort of sat down and wrote your first book.
It's exactly what happened. I was writing since I was 8, and I would write a book, and I would, you know, get 50 pages in, and then I'd say, oh, no, I'm never going to be published. Thrown out of school at 15, expelled, and everybody said, you can't do it, you can't do it. You know, in my late teens, I started to write The World is Full of Married Men, and I knew I was going to get this book published. I was determined. I followed my dream, and I think that that's what all women should do. Follow your dream. And so I write in longhand. I still write in longhand today. I can write wherever I am. I can write on a plane. I can write by the beach. I can write by the pool. I can create these characters, and it's a world that I love, and I have a passion for it. And my message to women out there is have a passion for something in your life. Don't just wait to get married and have kids, and then, you know, 10 years later, your husband is slaving over a hot secretary. Do what you want to do. Have a passion.
And that brings me to a very interesting point. You make this so easy and fun, which is, you know, in your books, you have a lot of infidelity, love, and passion, and nice romances, thank heavens, like Lucky and her husband, or we'd all lose faith. But you have seen all of this happen from interviews I've heard. You have seen this type of infidelity and...
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. In fact, I wrote an article about it last month in Harper's Bazaar, which, you know, I questioned, why can't these guys, these famous guys like Wiener and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tiger Woods and Jesse James, why can't they keep it zipped? What is up with you guys, you famous guys? You're going to get caught. Keep it zipped. And it's so much sexier to be faithful than to be unfaithful. Don't you agree?
Well, I've been married 30 years, so I absolutely do agree.
Well, there you go. And I write great marriage sex, too. I mean, Lucky and Lenny are a typical example of having great marriage sex. And why not?
And you've been very successfully married also, so...
I was married to my husband for many, many years until he died, and we had a fantastic life altogether on every aspect of it.
So what's the secret?
The secret is to like the person you're with, to be friends with the person you're with, and to put your children on a level with them, but not to put your children first. Because when those kids grow up and they get married and they go off and they have their own lives, you're going to be left with that guy. And you don't want to put all your energy into your children. You always have to remember that he's there, he's important, and he's who you're going to end up with.
Very, very sage advice. And the last thing I want to ask you is, glamour seems to be a really important element of Jackie Collins' novel, almost like another character in every single one of the books you write.
What is?
Glamour.
Oh, glamour. I don't know. I think glamour is in the mind, you know. I like to write good-looking people because I guess that's who I'm surrounded with because I live in Hollywood, but I also like to send them up a little, too. When you see these Botox babes with huge fake boobs in Hollywood, you know, and they do exist, and they're such cliches, and you say to yourself, why do women do this? And then, of course, you see the movie stars who have been great beauties, and then they do something horrendous to their face, and you're thinking, why do they do that? And then you see other great beauties who look great because they just, you know, like Susan Sarandon. I mean, she just looks fabulous all the time.
Well, I guess that was, you answered the question before I asked it, because I was going to ask you really what was real glamour. And
glamour is in the mind. It's in the confidence that you put out into the world. And I think that that makes a glamorous woman.
Well, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed talking to you. I enjoyed reading Goddess of Vengeance. It's just a great time. I thank you, and I hope I get to speak to you when you write the next book.
Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you today.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.